Hey you! I'm so glad you're here today. I'm Jenny Prochko and I make videos about journaling, mental health, spirituality, and goal setting. Today, it's time for my monthly plan with me, so let's go ahead and get into this August monthly plan with me and goal setting session.
For August, I wanted to keep it a little more simple and more accessible. I was noticing the past couple of months that I just couldn't get into using my bullet journal, and it was driving me kind of crazy because I would spend all of this time making these really beautiful spreads and beautifully decorated journals, and I didn't come back to them. So this month I decided to make myself some stamps and then to just stick with a very simple color scheme. I'm using black and tan as a highlight color. For my August cover page, I decided to recreate a sigil that reminded me a lot of fall. And I'm really excited for the first harvest coming up on August 1st, so I thought that this would be a perfect addition for my cover page. Still wanting to keep it simple, I decided to move on with another sigil on the back side of the cover page. And now I'm writing my first harvest spread. I do goal setting with my husband 8 times a year, and the theme for the first harvest is to receive abundance. We always write out our challenges, goals, and how we're going to achieve them. Now I'm working on my lunar calendar spread, keeping with the sigil theme. Just a really simple circle, and the way that I kept this accessible for myself this month is by creating my own moon stamps. I realized that it was taking a lot of time to draw the moon phases every month, and it just became kind of a hassle, and I really wanted to enjoy the experience again. So I created my own stamps, and I'm actually going to have a video on how I did that coming out soon, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. Now I just have my intentions and the 8 steps that I'm going to take to make sure that I achieve those intentions for the 8th moon. And I'm writing in the dates next to each moon phase for the month of August. And I decided to bring back the little daily tracker to make sure that I'm saying my daily mantra and also the other mantras that I come up with during my next video, which is going to be my 8th moon lunar goal setting video. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. That will be coming in a few days. And now I'm creating a fold-out page with my 2019 spiritual goals. I just wanted to make sure that I was thinking about my goals and I had them top of mind, so I went ahead and wrote them down here so I could see them every morning when I say my mantra for the 8th moon. I'm keeping it really simple this month with my layouts. I decided to do just the stamp of the new moon, write down new moon beginnings, and then this is where I will write down my tarot cards that I pull during the lunar goal setting planning session, which is going to be the next video. I have to do, to have, and to be. And on the opposite fold-out page is my mantra maker. This is where I'm going to be creating mantras for myself to say along with my main daily mantra. So these mantras get created out of the tarot cards that I pull and any themes that they have associated with them and any ideas and feelings and thoughts that the cards happen to prompt me to think of. And on the inside of this flip out, I'm going to have my full moon check-in and my balsamic moon review. This spread is going to be my August daily draw. I'm working on another little sigil here. This one I actually created myself. I didn't draw inspiration from anything else online. I just came up with it. And every day I'm going to be drawing in my depiction of every tarot card that I pull, and I'll write down any themes that jump out at me as well that I want to make sure that I remember. Now I'm using my stamps to work on a brain dump page. I usually have a lot of ideas that are floating around in my head that cause me a lot of anxiety because I can't just drop everything and hurry up and go get those tasks done, and I have a really hard time with getting distracted. So I'm implementing this brain dump page, and anytime an idea comes up I want to make sure that I don't forget about, I go ahead and write it down here. And then that way I know that I have it written down and I can always come back to it later. So unfortunately my camera decided to mess up and not record my weekly spread this month. So I will have some videos every week to check in with you and show you the different weekly spread that I'm going to be creating. So this is the first week, and I have the flip outs, and I have 2 flip outs again. On the inside of the left side I have my August events, and then on the inside of the right side I have a section for upcoming events that I want to make sure that I keep top of mind. And you can see there are little sticky notes up in the corner. I'm actually going to be implementing my sticky note system into my bullet journal. I have color-coded sticky notes that I use for important tasks, personal tasks, tasks for Owls and Indigo, and then tasks for my other business. This is my monthly review spread. I have Unravel Your Month, Flex, and Flow. Those are my words for this year. And then I have the August spirituality prompt, and down at the bottom I have 4 questions that I make sure that I always ask myself. The questions are: what I learned, how did I challenge myself, what is working and what isn't working, and then what am I most grateful for. And I'll tell you about the spirituality prompt for this month in just a second. And this very last spread of the month is my leftovers spread. I usually have tasks that I don't get to, and I wanted to make sure that I had a place to write them all down so I could easily transfer them over to the next month. And I'm using the stamps that I made. Got a moon, tree, and a little coffee cup.
Before we get into the final flip through, let's talk about this month's spirituality question. What makes you feel enlightened and uplifted? For me, the things that immediately come to mind are my daily rituals, whether they are mundane or special. There's also connection, reading about other cultures, reading about other practices, and reading about other religions, and then also participating in those other cultures and the other religious activities. I definitely am a spiritual nomad. I always have been. I'm always pulling little bits from each religion that I come into contact with, and I'm making something that really fits for me, and it helps me feel more connected to everyone in the world. It also helps me make sure that I don't attach myself to a dogmatic religious view, because I believe that you can do whatever you want just as long as you're not hurting anyone. So all of these religious practices and spiritual ways of thinking have different ways to connect to your inner self. And I really, really enjoy the sense of community that you get when you are participating in the actual religious or spiritual experience. Now, this could be an actual religious experience like going to a church or participating in mass or going to different religious activities that are willing to open its doors to other people. This can also be something like participating in a meditative practice as a group. Meditation has become very mainstream, and I think it's a great thing to promote mindfulness. It's something that helps me feel enlightened and uplifted, and is something that our society definitely needs. If religion were to go away, I think mindfulness is the thing that would connect us all and help us feel more enlightened and uplifted and connected as a community, so we don't feel separate and against each other in our various groups. My daily rituals sometimes are really extensive, and I talked about this in last month's spirituality question. And sometimes they're just very little normal, mundane things. There are things that are like stopping and smelling the tea, or stopping and taking joy in the practice of creating your beverage in the morning, or enjoying the experience of taking care of your hair, or the experience of how you dress your body, or the experience of how you walk somewhere. There's a lot of different things that can be daily rituals that don't look mystical and magical, but are still things that help us feel enlightened, uplifted, and connected. So what are the things that make you feel enlightened and connected? I'd love to hear in the comments down below. Is it the same as mine, or is it different? I can't wait to see what it is for you. You can catch me over on Instagram at @AllisonIndigo, that's where I am most, or you can catch me over on AllisonIndigo.com, where I share weekly spirituality tips, writing and journaling prompts, little tidbits about the moon and the lunar phases, and how to move through the lunar phases with your goal setting, and also mental health and awareness and my story. Be sure to subscribe and click the little bell so you get notified every time I post a video and so you don't miss anything. I'm so grateful that you chose to spend your time here with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!